Hi guys, and welcome back to another one of my videos. So this is actually going to be the second part of my rhinoplasty nose job experience series. So the first one covered everything about my recovery process from day 1 to day 8, and I vlogged every day and I kind of expressed how I was feeling and my emotions through all of it, and I show before and after pictures. So with this one, I'm going to go more into the behind the scenes as far as why I got the nose job, prices, doctor, am I happy now, do I regret getting it, all of that information. I'm going to talk about it now. If you're interested in watching the first video, I still don't know how to tag videos on here, so I'll put it down in the description link and you guys can check that out. And with this one, I'm going to go ahead and put the timestamps down below of when I talk about certain things. That way you can go straight to the point, because there's no need to watch like a 10-minute video if you just want to know my doctor. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the why I got my nose job. So I feel like to really understand why I wanted to get this nose job, I'm going to start like from my childhood to now. So growing up, I knew that my nose was kind of big. I didn't really like the shape of it, all that stuff. But luckily, like, my parents raised me with such high confidence. You know, my parents really instilled self-love and confidence in me from day one. Like, they would make me believe I was the hottest thing in town. Even if I knew I wasn't, I would still believe it because my parents, that's just how they raised me. So luckily, growing up, I never had to deal with self-esteem issues or, you know, anything of that nature. I didn't really have insecurities that would get to me to make me feel, you know, everybody obviously has their days where either they don't feel pretty or they feel kind of fat or this or that, and that's normal. But for me, it just didn't really evolve into like any depression or self-image issue. I can't say that I was really insecure about my nose, and that's why I got it. So through school, I was never really bullied about my nose. Nobody ever confronted me about it. I feel like I would hear sometimes, like in middle school or even like late elementary, I would hear like little comments here and there about my nose, like behind my back or if I'm walking by somebody, but it wasn't to the point where anybody would come and say it to my face, or I wasn't like, oh, that's the girl with the big nose, you know. And if I was, like I said, I didn't know, so that never bothered me because I was like, I know it is what it is. Like, I know my nose isn't cute. So it was really kind of like whatever. And then once I graduated high school and became an adult, I never heard anything about my nose ever again. So that wasn't the issue either. I feel like the reason I got my nose job was really because I just felt like I will feel prettier. You know, not that I didn't think I was beautiful before, but you know, if I didn't like my nose and there was something I could do about it, why not? And that's what led me to getting my nose job. I wanted one obviously for the longest time, probably since I was in middle school or early high school, but I never really went through with the idea or thought more than, oh, I want to change my nose. And that kind of is where it stopped. I didn't manifest anything out of that idea until about 2016. I started getting more serious, and I think I started looking up at boob job videos, and that kind of led to like, wait, why am I worried about boob jobs when I don't really care about getting one, at least not right now? And why don't I just focus on the fact that I want a nose job? So I just transitioned into looking at nose job videos and looking up doctors, prices, people's experience, all that stuff. And there was really no turning back after that. So price. So the average nose job, I want to say, cost anywhere from like $7,000 to $8,000 to like 12, even more depending on where you go or who you go to. So my nose job altogether was $9,500. So it was $7,500 for the surgery itself. The surgery is actually $8,000, but the doctor that I went to does military discounts. He took off $500 for me, and then for the actual facility fee and anesthesia fee was $2,000, and that is where I get the grand total of $9,500. And this is something that I'm paying for myself out of pocket. It wasn't covered by insurance or anything like that. Let's talk about my doctor and who I went to and basically my experience with him. So I went to Dr. Eric Joseph. He is located in West Orange, New Jersey. And if you're not familiar with Jersey, that's kind of upstate right by New York. And how I found him, I actually was on here looking at other people's stories and their experience, and I came across Angela Babbitt's video. And if you don't know who that is, she was on the Bad Girls Club and she's on X on the Beach, and she just basically does a lot of reality TV and stuff. So I was listening to her video, and then I realized that she lives in Jersey as well, and she went to Dr. Joseph, and that's kind of how I found out about him. And I really liked her nose, so then I went to look at his work, and I liked the rest of his work as well. And so I scheduled the consultation right away. He does charge for the consultation, but it does go towards the fee of your surgery. I will say that although I was looking at a lot of different doctors, I only went on one consultation. Kind of when I went to Dr. Joseph, I absolutely loved the vibe. I love how he was. You could tell that he genuinely cared about you and not just trying to take your money. You know, he took the time to get to know me, asked about my parents, asked about, you know, where I was from, what I do in the military, and he just really took the time to get to know me. My consultation was back in May, and I booked the appointment for the earliest date that he had, which was July. Dr. Joseph, after the fact that, you know, he's already paid, the job is done, he'll ask me about my parents, he'll ask about the person that took me to my surgery, because he took the time to get to know him. And I'm like, I wouldn't have even expected you to remember the person's name, nonetheless, like, ask me about them. So like I said, he really cares about his patients. I absolutely love Dr. Joseph and his whole professionalism and his staff, and just how he just goes about business is amazing. So I would definitely recommend him if you're in the area, or even if you're thinking about flying to him. Totally recommend him. So now that I am about 6 months post-op, I feel 100% used to and accustomed to my nose now, and as well as I feel like, obviously, I don't know about all of the swelling, but I feel like a lot of the swelling went down by now, and I could really soak in my new nose. Do I regret getting a nose job? Not at all. I am so happy I did it. I actually wish I would have done it years ago. Especially my parents were super supportive, my friends, my boyfriend, everybody was super supportive of the fact that I wanted this. And obviously they were like, well, we don't think you need it, but they didn't try to talk me out of it. They didn't, you know, shame me for getting plastic surgery, nothing like that. So the whole process was just amazing for me. You know, I'm extremely blessed to have the people that I have in my life to support me through that process. Alright guys, and that basically sums up this video. Hopefully you got a little bit more perspective and more information about rhinoplasty. If you are interested in it and you have any questions at all, please comment down below. I will answer them. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.